What's good? What's great? What's going on? It's Q. We're back with a good morning. I'm actually here with my friend Thomas Rice. We're actually talking about how we're actually looking at many things when it comes to how the world is changing around us. I've been listening to J. Cole, and he actually has a song called Clouds where he says the world is changing around him. From our conversations the other day, we were talking about face. We were talking about military tactics on the streets we've been seeing over. Honestly, it's been happening for a long time, but we're really paying attention now.
Again, the big takeaway from the Border Patrol agents taking the native boy out of his car, because his sister was cooperating, handing over IDs and things. They told the boy to look out the window, and I say boy euphemistically. He was probably a teen or something driving a car. Might have been in his early 20s. I'm not sure. But again, the CPD, the Border Patrol officer, asked him to show him his face and stick his face out the window. That is eerily reminiscent of taking biometrics overseas when cataloging what we determined might have been terrorists or terrorist organizations. They're the same intel tactics that we use to build our networks and our targeting lists. And so if we're just taking random civilians by their biometrics, building out family trees and such, that's in essence a target list.
So that actually leads me into one of the questions we were talking about as well. So you can see the similarities amongst everything.
Oh yes, the similarities is what drove me to become active. Is what got me wanting to speak to about face, because we are anti-militarization. We are anti-forever wars is probably the best way to put that. We've been at war since I can remember. I graduated high school, or I would have graduated high school in 2005, and Afghanistan started in 2001, and we're still over there. We're still fighting in there. And then now we're considering Iran. So the pattern is there. The constant destabilization is there. And I think the really important thing is that About Face has recognized that it's come home to roost. It's not just people at risk now. It's not just people. It's everyone. We're all at risk. And vets have a responsibility to stand up, link arms across minorities, across belief systems, and pretty much say no. Like, enough's enough. We're not doing this shit. Like, they all like to talk about the Constitution and the oath that they swore. Well, both of us, we all did. We all swore to the same Constitution. It comes down to the interpretation, I suppose.
Right. And who upholds it and who doesn't.
Correct.
Right. I agree. I can definitely say from the other side of things, whenever I do more recordings, a lot of things go hand in hand in that minuscule area in which many people think that it is minuscule. Mm-hmm. Because if we do this oath, then it gets us in the door, helps us like further on for the selfish person. Mm-hmm. But for the person that really understands what's going into it and what's really going on, it actually makes a difference on everything right now. Right. Is that what you believe? Or?
Well, the way I see how it connects is that the way the global war on terror was sold to us was the right thing to do. It was go buy a pickup truck, go buy a house, wreck the market in '08, the whole game, right? Right. But we all bought it. We all said, yeah, Bush, let's do this. And I was a teenager at the time, and so it seemed like the next step. I was pretty much raised Christian nationalist, for lack of a better way of describing it. Right. In the Baptist church, etc. And honestly, I've been able to put it behind me on account of just the drastic change in rhetoric between what a Christian nationalist, what a far-right person is believing right now versus what our Constitution is about and what I'm seeing in the street. Because, again, if we're going to use military tactics on people, we're, in essence, saying you don't have any rights. The military goes to other countries and suppresses other people's rights. We don't allow other people to live outside of our rules that we're enforcing for our safety, if you will. Right. But that being said, when you take those same military tactics and you bring them home, you're stomping all over civil rights. I can tell you from experience, when being active overseas, I don't believe there was much time spent on dialogue or asking the person why he was where he was or why he was doing what he was doing. It was more of, oh, look, there you are. Let's talk about it. I can't talk to you about it, but I guess this interpreter over here is going to talk to you about it. Yeah. So I'm guessing that's why we start out early on playing hide and seek, I guess. I guess I don't know. My next part is going to be
with about face, definitely more of a definition about face. You gave one earlier, but then also what we talked about was more assistance from many other former vets from many nations. I put many nations on the notes versus many nationalities and like races. No, many nations. We need nations of people to really come together and understand that the tactics that you take home and do to people are very different, and it just starts out somewhere. But I guess to kind of circle back to it, if you can give more about face, and then also speak to the vets from the many nations you can, in order to get some assistance with that.
Right on. All right. So with about face again, the anti-militarization piece, we're about 3,000 strong nationwide, I believe. We are wanting to bring vets together in a political voting block, more or less. We want to be able to influence local elections. We want to be able to pressure local leaders into demilitarizing our local police, into demilitarizing our National Guard, getting them out of our cities, because again, National Guard is intended as a militia to combat foreign aggression, which, I mean, we haven't done that in years. And they also exist to assist with infrastructure. And in super duper crazy, out of the way, off the wall ideas are they activated as police, and it hasn't been done since the Civil War, I believe. I want to say that was the last time it was the Posse Comitatus was actually enacted, and that is the law that's required to mobilize the National Guard and allow them to police American citizens.
Right,
and that's got to go through the damn Supreme Court. So it's been over 100 years since it was used. So again, these tactics are illegal at best, immoral at worst, and About Face is combating that. And we want to reach out to our veterans of all creeds, colors, religions, and gender, even LGBTQ, beyond those borders. I want to reach out because we all were in the service. We all were in the military at one time or another. We all served. So it didn't matter to me then. Why would it matter to me now? You know? I remember in the infantry, especially, there were lots and lots and lots of people of color. Just as, don't get me wrong, there was a good majority of white American men, but I mean there was just as many black American men. There was just as many Latino American men that were there, and you would have a platoon of 40 guys, and 30% would be Latino, and 25-30% would be African American. You know.
Yeah.
So we're split up. Then I didn't even mention the Islamic folks, the Muslim soldiers that were there with us, fighting and dying with us. I'll make a shout out to a fellow that I knew. I won't use his name, I guess. I'll use his last name. His last name was Khan, and he was a Muslim soldier. And they actually I think they did a report on him in like 09 or 08 or somewhere down there. Anyway, he was killed in a houseborn IED. Walked in with a squad, and it triggered the house, and the house came down on top of him. Wow. And again, this was a Muslim man, a practicing Muslim man that was there fighting injustice, fighting against, in his mind, probably people that wanted to suppress his culture in a sense.
Right.
Because again, Islam has this extremists just like Christianity does. I would say a Christian nationalist isn't too far from, the word.
Any nationalist. If you're a nationalist, if you're an extremist, no matter which way you look at it, once everything that you believe in is better than or trumps someone and their beliefs.
I see that.
Oh yeah. And it goes over someone's beliefs, that's when it is an issue. I remember being in high school whenever I had a teacher, Coach Hickman, thank you so much. Whenever he was explaining to people that once your beliefs goes over someone else's boundaries, they have the legal right to really hit you,
to resist.
And that's what that's normal. I mean, on current day right now, a lot of people are saying that all of the amendments that are made are being not all of them. Really, don't worry about prohibition no more. But
ain't nobody gonna touch the Second Amendment either.
And
ever.
But the thing is, I think that's actually what we were talking about too. A lot of amendments right now, me doing this, journalism in general, scary. Right. Because honestly, a lot of amendments are being kind of taken away, and it's kind of a case-by-case scenario. Because,
Don Lemon just now got out of his preliminary hearing, did he not? Did any of that stick, or did they dismiss it?
No. I think he did get out of his preliminary here.
Okay, but they haven't dismissed it.
No, not yet.
Of course not.
Give it time. Give it time, because it's a wild thing, and it's definitely a thing to make you afraid. Because if they go for the top, then I mean, what is it for someone to walk around and be talking?
Yeah.
But that's why I'm here. So we're back with it. Good evening. Now I'm playing. It's still morning. We're still out here. The good side of it, though, the positive side of it, this is the what action can we take from here situation. So, Thomas, main question is, what are 3 things daily people can do to spread awareness, to change the tide of everything, and make things go better?
I'm gonna start with the first and foremost. Don't be an asshole. Be kind. If you see your fellow human being trampled on or his rights being taken away, say something. I'm not telling you to go over there and get arrested or get hit in the face or whatever the hell it is. Everybody will do it to their degree of commitment, I suppose. But at the very minimum, do you want to be the townsperson that goes to the camp escorted by the invading soldier asking you how you didn't smell what was going on up the street?
Yeah.
Not to get off topic.
We're good.
Coming back around to what were we I apologize. What were we coming around to? Three things. Okay, so first thing, be kind, right?
Be kind.
Absolutely. Jet Li's got Jet Li has a YouTube that I love. It's called So Be It. He will teach you how to chill.
Damn. So Jet Li, we watched him a million times. The One was one of the best movies done by my guy.
Yeah.
So now he has a YouTube.
Yeah, he's got a YouTube he does with his daughter, and he talks about aging and relaxing and calming the hell down. Man. You know what I mean? All the things that we all need to do.
Okay. Jet Li didn't change it. He kicking it for real now.
No. So, anywho, the second thing you can do if you want to be a little more aggressive, a little more active in that political sphere is figure out who your district congressperson is for like your neighborhood, your local district. Get their name and write them ad nauseum. Every time the cops do something, every time the city council says something, every time somebody does anything that rubs you just slightly wrong and feels just a little bit not American, not democratic, because again, we're all Americans.
Yeah, right.
So the thing I do that I was doing before that gave me a little bit of relief was I have a mailing list of senators and Congress people that I write to. I'll tell you, the state level are a lot more receptive. The feds couldn't care less. But again, I have some plans for their offices here soon, so
right.
I feel like we're going to have some sit-ins and some conversations, or force some conversations. But we need the numbers for that. We need the vets in Tulsa to stand up.
Right. And honestly, that's what it takes. There's always strength in numbers. Always strength in numbers. But whenever there's education behind those numbers as well, it pushes even more.
Right.
The more you bother someone, I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
Don't be weird.
We're not encouraging any kind of illegal activities here.
No,
I'm just
please.
saying, speak to your representatives.
Right.
Call them. Message them.
Right.
Don't go to their office and ask to speak with them. Talk to their aides.
Right.
Do what you need to do to be heard. It's your right. You are an American. It is your right. You're a veteran, and they claim to kiss our ass. So, hey, stick it out there.
You know? And the thing is, a lot of people, I guess, in the current day, you can't crash out. Please, no crashing out.
That's right. Thing. And I get excited.
You know? But my thing is as long as you know what your 3 bullet points are and that you want to go forward on something, know what those are and capitalize on those so that you have your points that you make. A point is fine. 3 points with actual education behind them, what we've been doing as well, makes more of a difference versus someone talking to someone, you know?
Right.
Sometimes they need the Capri Sun. Most of the times they need that hard shot of anything else.
Right.
And this hard shot, whether it be this, whether it be you doing what you're doing, anything that I can assist with going forward, like, things are possible. But sometimes it just takes a little bit of education.
And so, to my third point, the third thing you can do. I feel like the third thing you can do is to turn the TV off, to turn off YouTube, to turn this conversation off for a minute. Whatever you need to do to take a deep breath and realize that you're doing everything you can, and it will make a difference, and the world will get better, but it's not going to be an immediate thing. It's going to be an incremental change, and we have to unite together to make that incremental change happen. So take care of yourself. Breathe. Take your meds. The rest of you vets out there, take your meds.
Take your meds. You know.
I'm on 3 different kind. Do it.
You know, but you need your assistance. You need your help. You know, you're good. I guess one thing for me is when it comes to spreading awareness. We were talking about Dave Chappelle, crazy man. He's been doing it for a while. But,
Right.
you know, one of the things I listened to, I think I was telling you guys, was when he was riding with Ti. And they were talking to the kid that was trying to sell them water in the car that time.
Right.
And Ti was like you're running up on people. We just got to see like what's exactly going on and what we're doing, but just overall, man, you can't just run up on people's houses. You can't run up on people's cars. You know what I'm saying? Smile.
A degree of civility is required.
And that's what it takes more than half the time. Not everyone is, for the anxiety and like making sure you're I guess you're not on your P's and Q's and making it worse. In all honesty, this makes it to where like you do want to actually go and smile at people and be like, we're okay. And
even people that disagree with us. Even people that disagree with us.
Smile.
Even the damn racists.
Smile.
I know that's a hard thing to say. You white man saying it. I apologize for how that came across, but absolutely, do not give an inch and smile all the way to the bank with them.
Yeah.
Don't give a damn inch.
Yeah. No, not at all. But I'm telling you though, if you go to the grocery store, go to Reese's, and there's somebody that's walking around that's a worker.
Yeah.
Or if you're talking to the cashier. Not everybody's good at customer service because people piss people off all the time. Of course.
I did retail for 12 years.
Hospitality. That's how I'm going to leave it at.
Yeah,
it's
right.
crazy. My thing is the more you do have some type of civility with some small customer service, you can get a lot more done.
Right.
But my thing is have awareness for yourself as well. Please. Please have awareness. Take care of yourself where you can. Take care of your people that you can. Don't put yourselves in harm's way, but definitely let's move forward with what we got going on and what we're actually visually seeing. Let's get into that and let's actually lean into it and enjoy what we got going and learn. Learn. Where do we go as U.S. citizens from here?
I think from my perspective, we need to change our culture in our minds around public safety, around education and education safety. We need to change our position around firearms to some degree. I'm a firearm owner. I am not saying that someone should take your guns, but I am saying that I've had more than 10 minutes with a pistol. I've had more than an hour with a rifle. And I feel that if you're going to have a weapon, you should probably have upwards of 100 hours with that weapon before you carry it around.
I like that.
At the very least. And again, I highly encourage minorities to protect themselves. No doubt, protect yourself. You have rights in your own home. Protect yourself.
Right.
Maybe beyond that, we really need to stop looking at each other as the other person. We are the same person. I grew up in West Texas, a little bitty dirt town called Roaring Springs. I'm sure nobody's even heard of the place, right?
Right.
So they have a wall there, and it was a wall I always idolized as a kid because it had 3 of my relatives on it, and it was one of those city memorials that they have in Texas for all the vets that had come from the city. And I would go there, and I would find all my uncles and my dad, and my grandfather, and his I would just go down the line and find all the Rices I could. It brought a lot of pride to me as a kid because we had a lot of names on that list,
Right.
And I just couldn't wait to put my name there.
Right.
And what I want to get at is those humble beginnings are common. Those poor beginnings are common. I'm not going to come at you and sit here and pretend like I was not taken care of, but I grew up in a 100-year-old shack. I'll send Quincy some pictures so you guys can see. It's the whole thing. But it made me a better person for it, I think. It made me an accessible person. I want to say that even in an environment like that, you'll find more commonality with people who are in the same economic class as you. And again, the middle class is what now? The middle class is 250,000 or more, something like that. So yeah, anybody making 250?
Yeah.
I mean, the VA gives me about 45.
Yeah.
But again, even with the Veterans Association paying me for my disabilities, I make well under the what's considered middle class. Owning a home is almost a pipe dream for us,
Right.
So I think all of those notions about us being different people need to go the fuck away. Hands down, has no business in our conversations, has no business in our dialect. Because if we don't lock arms, that 1% of the billionaires that owns everything and tells us how to live our lives, and they're just going to continue doing what they're doing. And like, do you really want to be the country that's allowing them to do that? Everybody else is locking theirs up.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like going forward with it, yes, 100%. We do need to understand like what is and what isn't. And of course, we go to many other places. Many people look at us in different ways. There's certain people that look at us like, oh, yep, there we go, another American.
Yeah. Go traveling.
Yeah.
So
like, you know, that's where people kind of look at us. For me, is like once we get out of that and realize that all of us have more than enough groups that actually bring us together, and that even in those groups, we should literally take away our inners and look for the actual community of that group, even for the people that don't give a damn. If you look for the inners of that group and try to get something out of it positive, versus just going into another group, going into another group chat, going into another building, and just being a part of, that's the difference that I feel like could be made.
Right.
Because there's like an attention span that gets turned off as soon as you're not there for it no more. You realize like, you know, pay attention to the rest of it. 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. As Americans, I feel as though like that's one way we can actually,
it's a civic responsibility.
Yeah, just like you were saying, turn off everything, get your attention span back.
Right.
Especially after COVID. All right, that's enough for me because like they might try to come get me after that. But especially after COVID, like literally, like get your attention span back. Like stop being a crash out. I've definitely realized way more than often how many times like I've realized something that I'm happy I'm away from and I needed to work on, especially before COVID. But since then and now, I've realized like as a person, as a human, as a man, whatever you want to put it as, because everything else is really a title. It isn't until I actually started to turn my head away and like actually look towards something that is for the right reasons and towards a better goal than what I was just thinking in that current moment.
Right.
When I was in my apartment doing all the other podcasts and doing other things, it wasn't until like materialistically I had to start over and pay attention to like everything else around me and taking care of relationships better and doing more things to actually benefit more than just me.
Right.
Is when things took a change for me. So overall, I'm not everybody. Everybody's not me. But I can tell you just alone, if you take care of what's close to you and then even a little bit further, just by paying attention. Again, by smiling, giving a little bit of customer, just a little bit. You ain't got to smile and, you know, have a full conversation, but breaking the ice with a smile. Non-verbals, as Americans, would be even better.
Loosen those shoulders up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't play catch with everybody. But, like, you can't take a shot with everybody, right. You know? But just the non-verbals is what makes it. You know, that's why I feel like going somewhere as a U.S. citizen, helping yourself and then helping the next person in one way or another, and not thinking about it as it's going to take some energy from you, is where we are and where we can go as the people, you know. And it also leads me into the Christopher Goldsmith situation we were going to talk about.
Yeah, I'll start you off with this gentleman. I came across Christopher Goldsmith in a documentary. It eludes me the name of the documentary. I'm sure somebody will find it or know what I'm talking about. Just if you look up the man's name, Christopher Goldsmith. Yeah. However, he goes into alt-right groups,
right,
incognito, undercover, and he gathers evidence of felonies, of felonious activities, of attacks, just whatever malfeasance is there at the level that they are able to infiltrate. They have been exploited, and they use open site intelligence. They use covert actors. It's really, really, really dangerous stuff, and it's so damn. I'm impressed. It blows me away, you know. However, he also champions something called Veterans Fighting Fascism, and the Task Force Butler Institute was what I was referring to a moment ago. The Task Force Butler Institute spends a lot of time going after these alt-right groups. It's their project. They do reports that they send in to the DAs and the state attorneys, things like that, and to get action against these people. And he's been very successful in the past. We're going to give you links if you want to donate to him or you want to look him up or what have you. Also, we'll give you a link for About Face and for our South Central fundraising as well. I ain't asking for any money. I'm just saying I'll put it there just in case you feel so inclined. Beyond that, he also is championing something called an anti-fascist book club. And so this book club is a reading list of books that he has on his website. And in this reading list, it doesn't have to be veterans. It doesn't have to be technically anybody. It can be just you and your friends, you know.
Right.
It can be you and your centrist friends. It can be you and your MAGA friends that are kind of doubting things and like, man, I don't really feel like this is what I voted for, you know.
Right.
Bring those people into the conversation. Let's read these books. Let's talk about these things, because like Quincy says, with education comes action. Like we can't do anything if we don't know what the hell we're talking about.
Right.
So take a moment, build these groups, and in building these groups, you're going to build action groups in it organically.
Yes.
So again, you'll build community.
That's how it works. Yes.
And you're going to have people around you that are reinforcing your belief and telling you, no, you are being gaslit. This is not America.
Right. I agree. And honestly, if you ever have any questions about things, one thing that I have realized is if you ever feel questionable, compare something to it that's equal to it. So get this book that we're talking about.
It starts with On Tyranny, and then he has some On Tyranny by Timothy Snyder is the first book.
Okay.
And then on his website, there is a pamphlet from the Butler Institute where he defines a lot of terms, defines a lot of the far right ideas that he's contrasting against, etc. It's a PDF about 4 or 5 pages long, but it's also good reading material to get started with.
Good. Take away your title and where you stand on the line, whether it be left and right. Get 2 books from both sides and compare them over and over again. And then also turn on the TV again. After we told you to turn the TV off and all that other shit.
Yeah.
Like turn the TV back on, pay attention, and then go back to the books and then look at it again. You know, there's more understanding in literature than there is with somebody that's on the camera. Not us, because we actually give a damn. But I will say, just pay attention to what you're doing. Pay attention going forward. But definitely want to get in on our next talk. We're actually going to have more conversations about this, get more into like both of our backgrounds for sure. Because I've been trying to tell people about Mississippi for a minute. But whenever I tell people I grew up on a highway, most people will understand. But a lot of people will be like, what the fuck? Listen, it's a 2-lane highway.
You look both
Me and the
ways.
homies. Yes. When you try to go get the mail, you got people running 55 across 2 lanes. All right, 60, whatever, across 2 lanes. So like, we're definitely going to get into that. Chris, thank you so much, man. And I'm thinking you're Christopher. Thomas, thank you so much.
It was my pleasure, Quincy. It's my pleasure.
It's been funny. It's been great. Definitely want to get more information in, get more to it. And honestly, anybody that is intrigued, I'm looking for a couple of more episodes, especially with Thomas.
And you can come at me with center views. You can come at me with your MAGA views if you so feel inclined. You can come at me with shared views. Right. I just want to talk.
Right.
We just need to talk, guys.
That's all it takes. A little bit of tea, a little bit of something, a joint. Either way, y'all be safe out here, man. Be cool. Thank you so much for listening. We will be back, I promise.
Thanks again, folks.
Peace.